Writer John Oxley asked on his blog, pointing out that very few people are impressed by the 650 who do eventually end up in Westminster. And I'm delighted to say that John joins us now in the studio.
We put him the other side of the table. Exactly. We put Mark in between us.
John, I read your article, which I found really interesting.
It was good.
It seemed to me that what you seemed to be saying was, or the question you were posing is, do we have the right people as MPs? And are those people concentrating on the right things? Is that basically what you're concerned about?
That's exactly what I was saying. I mean, I think in any role in the corporate world, if you're going to hire someone, the two fundamental questions you ask are, what do we want them to do? And what skills is the person who's going to do that job going to have? And what we've seen with MPs is the role has evolved, fairly organically over hundreds of years, to be honest. Yet we've not really had a deliberate conversation about it. MPs now have very different lives and backgrounds to what they did 150 years ago. They do very different things. But also at the same time, the selection goes on very much in the background. It's going on in the moment, but unless you're very involved in one of the parties, you don't see any of that. And so there's no national conversation about, are we getting the right people? Are we supporting them to do the jobs in the right way? And are we getting the right outcomes out of them?
And what's your solution to that?
Well, that is, it's a big question, and I think it's one that has to have input from all sorts of different people. But I think the starting point comes with looking at the various things that currently make up an MP's role. They are legislators. They vote on laws. Are they doing enough of that? Do they have enough time for that? Select committees, do they get enough resources dedicated to them? And then also, I think the big elephant in the room is, as you will know, this whole thing of MPs' casework, which has ballooned massively. You talk to people who were in Parliament in the 1970s and the 1980s, they'd say, you get one letter a week. My father was an agent and constituency chairman for a time in a marginal constituency, and the MP in the 80s kept saying, we need more people writing in so I can go and help them and get voters. And I don't think either of you would have ever have said that. And it's, MPs have sort of become this bucket for all the things that go wrong.